This is Fox 5 Local News at 6.
Right now at 6, a deep freeze on the way. Bundle up. Temps are taking a nosedive overnight. We have live team coverage.
Plus, some Americans held prisoner in Iran, including Washington Post reporter Jason Rezaian, are free. We'll have the latest on their journey home.
And mayhem on Metro. A big fight caught on camera along the Green Line. Are the attackers still out there? We have the details. It's 6 o'clock. Good to have you with us. I'm Will Thomas.
And I'm Lauren DeMarco. We want to start the 6 off with the big local story of the night. You know it as soon as you walk out the door. There is a cold snap heading our way.
And did you see it? We got snow today. Didn't stick around much, but the focus really, the cold temps. Gwen Talbert here to start us off. So Gwen, it snowed a little.
Just a little. We spoke about it last night in the broadcast. We spoke about snow showers, and that is what we got pretty much. Just a mixture of some rain with a bit of snow. And I said, you know, if you see a flurry passing by, don't be surprised. And that's exactly what happened. Accumulations, though, really not significant anywhere except across lower southern Maryland, where they did get a couple of inches. But we knew that because the system was coming up from the Carolinas. But now the cold, that is the big story. Here's a look at radar for you. And you can see where that system brought all that precipitation and moved its way off. And that's sort of like the big picture of it. But here's what blew through. And it didn't stick around very long, just enough to kind of let you remember the season that we're in. So our highs today, oh wow, look at these numbers, folks. Only in the upper 30s at all three airports. And these temperatures are below the seasonal average. We should be about 42 to 43 degrees, but no luck. And that mercury is going to continue to fall. Right now it's 35 degrees at Annapolis, 36 at D.C., 34 at Gaithersburg and at Dulles, 35 at Martinsburg, and 34 degrees at Cumberland. We've got an Arctic front that's going to move through, and it's bringing some gusty winds with it as well. And over areas to our west, the Highlands, Pendleton County, Grant, and Mineral along the Allegheny Front and Blue Ridge, we are talking a wind chill advisory. It's going to feel like it's anywhere from minus 15 to minus 20 degrees there. Temperatures will be anywhere from 0 to 15, and the winds will be pushing in from the west, gusting up to 30 miles an hour. So pretty dangerous conditions. Our 24-hour temperature change for you. You can see all up and down the mid-Atlantic, those temperatures from 3 to 19 degrees cooler than they were yesterday at this time. And that's that Arctic air that's going to settle in, make itself right at home over the next few days. So no warm up in sight until we get into midweek when temperatures gradually will start to climb. Winds now are fairly calm. That will change. We've got gusty winds, and so we will have wind chills. Here's a look at your planner for tonight. By the 9 o'clock hour, 29 degrees. By 11, a very cold 27 degrees. Back to you.
Thank you, Gwen. So we're bracing for some bitter cold temperatures after a mild December. It is really starting to feel like winter now, especially since we saw some of that pretty snow today. Fox 5's Alexandra Limon live in Georgetown right now with the latest. Hey, Alex.
Hey guys, you're right. I agree. It was pretty. I was excited when I saw those snowflakes, but you can see none of that now. You can definitely feel the temperature drop now that the sun has set. But again, no snow. I feel like it's a waste of winter. In fact, take a look at this video. We've seen people walking around bundled up. No flakes anymore, though none of those few that we did get stuck around. And we've been talking to people out and about what they like. Do they want to see the winter weather? Some said, yes, bring it on. It's not winter if you don't have snow. And others say, no way, Jose. We want nothing to do with that. We love this mild winter, but be ready because the temperatures are going to plummet significantly tomorrow. It is going to be bitterly cold. And as that happens, just keep in mind, you know, babies, the elderly, anyone who might be sick or has an compromised immune system, you're going to want to keep them bundled up and indoors. And please don't forget about your four-legged friends, your pets. Don't keep them outdoors for too long because it is just going to be much too cold.
I don't like the cold, but I like the snow, so it was nice.
Just a few flurries. Do you wish we would have seen a lot more?
Yeah, more snow would be good.
I think it's more fun when you get a heavy snow.
I'm from Arkansas, so I hope it stays mild. And that is kind of like how it is now. It's not too bad.
So some mixed reaction. As you heard, some people definitely want the snow, others not so much. But as we head into that bitterly cold day tomorrow, the DC emergency cold plan is in effect from now until 7 a.m. on Tuesday, which means that emergency shelters are open and also warming centers in public buildings, as well as free transportation for anyone who needs to get out of the bitter cold tomorrow and needs to get to those warming centers. Reporting live from Georgetown, Alexandra Limon, Fox 5 Local News.
Important information, Alex, and everybody behind you seems to be pretty happy in Georgetown tonight. I think that snow got people smiling today. Thank you.
Another big story we're following tonight, Iran's release of American prisoners. 3 of them landed in Geneva before they head back to America. The plane on the tarmac right behind me. A closer look now at the new developments from Fox's Catherine Herridge.
The prisoner swap is the culmination of 14 months of secret diplomacy, though the president said the Americans' fate was never tied to a successful nuclear deal.
As I've said many times, the nuclear deal was never intended to resolve all of our differences with Iran, but still, engaging directly with the Iranian government on a sustained basis for the first time in decades has created a unique opportunity, a window, to try to resolve important issues.
In addition to Washington Post reporter Jason Rezaian, who was arrested in 2014 and convicted of spying by a secret Iranian court, the freed Americans include Christian pastor Saeed Abedini, a U.S. Marine veteran Amir Hekmati, as well as American student Matt Trevithick and Nosratalla Kosvari Rutsari, though little is known about their cases. A jet carrying the Americans arrived in Geneva, Switzerland, a midway point on the way to Germany, where the Americans will be debriefed and received medical treatment. After the news first broke, Abedini's wife spoke cautiously about the family's relief.
It just seems surreal. It came at a time that I was not expecting, and it doesn't feel real until we see him, but I know it's real.
The prisoner exchange came just before economic sanctions on Iran were lifted under the terms of the nuclear deal struck last summer, freeing up tens of billions of dollars of frozen assets and opening global markets to Iran's massive oil and gas reserves. A congressional source briefed on the intelligence says Iran is holding more Americans. Some of those names are not public, adding the regime has not turned the page on its use of hostages as bargaining chips. In Washington, Catherine Herridge, Fox News.
While 5 American prisoners are now free, 1 American, this man right here, may still be in the hands of Iranians. Robert Levinson is a former FBI agent. He went missing back in March of 2007 near Iran's Kish Island. For years, the U.S. government insisted he was working in Iran as a private investigator. But it turns out Levinson was a CIA operative. His family released photos of him back in 2013. The Iranian government insists it doesn't know where he is, but some suspect the Islamic Republic has him, or it's possible at the age of 67 he's no longer alive. We'll have more on this story coming up later in the broadcast.
Police in Arlington are still trying to find the person who called in a bomb threat that targeted police headquarters. Investigators say someone called 911 around 6:30 p.m. yesterday. Bomb-sniffing dogs were brought in, and police say they got a hit indicating a bomb could be present. The bomb squad was then called in, and members searched the building. They found nothing suspicious. The all-clear was given just before 11 p.m.
Now to the district. We're seeing yet another example of violence on Metro. A fight on a train caught on camera happened just days ago on the Green Line train that was traveling between Mount Vernon Square and the Shaw Howard Metro stations. Fox 5's Marina Morocco is live tonight at the Shaw Howard station in Northwest D.C. with more on this one. Marina, what are you learning?
Yeah, well, this is yet another mob attack in or around Metro, and unfortunately, we're just learning of them through the public. Metro not releasing details on the majority of these until we ask them for. Now, this video that you're going to see here on the screen was posted on Friday, and you can see it's a group that's inside Metro. We've gone ahead and blurred out their faces, especially the victim, making sure that they are not minors as we wait word from Metro. But at some point, a woman, part of that group, confronts the person who's shooting that video on his cell phone, asks they stop shooting that video, and finally throws that phone to the ground. It continues on, and then the fight breaks out, and everyone is assaulting that person on the train by the door. And finally, the train lets off here at the Howard University stop. The assailants get off. The victim remains on the train, and it appears from that cell phone video that victim is bleeding from the mouth. Now, last week, Metro put out a release saying that they had arrested a teenage girl in connection with an assault that happened back in November. It seems to also have happened on the Green Line, stopping right here at the Shaw station. Metro, however, at this point, not saying if there's any potential link between the two assaults. However, in that video, you see that it's actually men that attack the victim. So we're still waiting on word from Metro as to potentially any sort of connection between these two particular events that are very similar in location as to where they happened. But we do understand by Metro that they are looking for at least 2 groups of juveniles in 2 separate other mob attacks that have happened recently. Fox 5 continues to count these attacks as they continue to happen. For now, reporting live from Northwest Washington, D.C., Marina Morocco, Fox 5 Local News.
All right, Marina, thank you.
Ahead at 6, the search for survivors in a military plane crash continues in Hawaii tonight.
And we have new details on the complications the Coast Guard is facing, plus a connection between one of the missing Marines and the district.
I looked out the window and saw the trees and everything go crazy, so we had a little tornado go through.
A deadly tornado ripping through parts of Florida early this morning, causing major damage and knocking out power to customers. We've got the latest on that as well when Fox 5 Local News returns.